Hello viewers, let us discuss the answer scheme of the biology second round test question paper. Question number 1. Select the correct answer to the questions from the given options. Do not copy the questions. Write only the answer with correct number and alphabet. Don't forget to mention the correct number and also the alphabet. The heart sound dup is produced when? Find out which valves are closed. This is the pulmonary semilunar valve and this is the aortic semilunar valve. Both are closed. So the answer is semilunar valves close. Must mention bit C. Second question. The period between two successive mitotic division. This is the mitotic division, means it is the mitosis, it is M phase. Then after cytokinesis, the cell undergoes interphase, G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. So the answer is bit B, interphase. Question number 3. When an individual has both the genes of a contrasting character, it is said to be. Contrasting character means dissimilar, so it is heterozygous. Question 4. Water will be absorbed by the root hairs when concentrations of solutes in the cell sap is high. That means where the water content is less. Question 5. In the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata, the important factor is the turgid and flaccid state of the gourd cell. This is the turgid state of the gourd cell and this is the flaccid state of the gourd cell. NADP stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Question 7. Arteries are. This is the lumen of the artery, the cavity, and this is the wall thickness. Means it is thick walled. So the answer is bit D, thick walled and blood flows under high pressure. Question 8. Urea is synthesized from extra amino acids in liver. Remember, liver is the site of production of urea. 9. The basal metabolic rate in body cells is regulated by the thyroid because thyroid gland secrete the hormone thyroxine and thyroxine regulates the basal metabolic rate. 10. Which of the following problems is not created by noise pollution? Answer is bit C, diarrhea. 11. Extraordinary growth in the height of a plant would be caused by gibberellins because it is extraordinary growth. 12. Erect posture played a significant role in the evolution of man as forelimbs are free to be used as hands. That means quadrupeds now become bipeds, means quadrupedalism is transformed to bipedalism. So the forelimbs are free and are used as hands. 13. The yellow color of urine is due to the presence of bile pigment called urochrome. So urochrome is the pigment which is associated with urine. Agranulocytes. Identify. This is the type of WBC which contains a large nucleus and this WBC contains horseshoe shaped nucleus. So this is lymphocyte and this is monocyte. So answer lymphocytes and monocytes. 15. Name the coagulation protein which converts fibrinogen to fibrin. This is fibrinogen and this is fibrin. So conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin can occur in presence of thrombin. So the option is thrombin. Question number 2. Name the following. Which vessel will have the highest concentration of urea long after meal? long after meal. That means which is the site of formation of urea? Liver is the site of formation of urea. So the blood vessel which arises from the liver, this is hepatic vein. It will be loaded with urea, and the blood which carries the urea, ultimately it comes to kidney. So through renal artery urea is transported to kidneys. So answer will be both renal artery and hepatic vein. You can write any one answer. The phase of cardiac cycle in which the auricles contract, it is called auricular systole or atrial systole. This is the growth movement of curvature induced by external stimulus of light, because it is in presence of light. So the answer is phototropism. A condition due to the deficiency of thyroxine hormone in childhood, because it is in childhood and deficiency of hormone thyroxine, so the condition is cretinism. The process of conversion of ADP to ATP during photosynthesis, it is photophosphorylation. As it is mentioned photosynthesis, so you have to mention here the word photo. So photophosphorylation. Arrange and rewrite the terms in each group in correct order to be in a logical sequence, beginning with the term that is underlined. Remember, you have to begin the term which is underlined. What is the sequence? Artery breaks up into arterioles, arterioles breaks up into capillaries, capillaries rejoin to form the venule, venules open in the vein. Next, afferent arteriole, this is afferent arteriole, then this is glomerulus, this is efferent arteriole, then this is vasa recta, then this is renal vein. Always the food chain begins with the green plant, means the autotrophs. So green leaves, then caterpillar, frog, snake and owl. So these are the different trophic levels. What is the pathway of water? This is the root hair. Water enters into the root hair by osmosis, then cortex. After cortex it is endodermis, then it would be pericycle, then it is about the xylem. But according to the question, you have to find out which words are given here. So first is epidermis, epidermis, find out which is the epidermis. So root hair is the extension of the epidermis. Then next cortex, then endodermis, then vascular bundle, then xylem. Vascular bundle contains both xylem and phloem. Aorta, hepatic vein, hepatic portal vein, stomach and liver. So first underlined word is aorta. It is mentioned dorsal aorta. Then stomach, it is mentioned stomach. Then hepatic portal vein. This is hepatic portal vein. Next liver. From the liver arises the hepatic vein. This is the sequence. Match the items given in column A with most appropriate ones in column B and rewrite the correct matching pairs. That means you have to write both the alphabet and also the number. Bit A, oversecretion of thyroxine. So answer second bit, exothalamic goiter. B, regulates the amount of water excreted in urine. Bit 1, vasopressin. Vasopressin. C, shortage of glucose in blood. Bit 4, insulin shock. D, Under secretion of adrenal cortex. Bit 5, addition stages. E. Over secretion of growth hormones in adults. Bit 7, acromegaly. Choose the odd one out from the following terms and name the category to which the others belong. Bit A. Urethra, uterus, urinary bladder, ureter. Here the odd term is uterus. It is part of the female reproductive system, whereas others are parts of excretory system. The category: dust, smoke, carbon monoxide, effluents. Odd term is effluents. Effluents is the liquid industrial waste, whereas the category of others, industrial air pollutants. Hemophilia, color blindness, night blindness, albinism. Odd term is night blindness. It is caused due to deficiency of vitamin A, whereas others are genetic diseases. Bit D. Light intensity, water content, temperature, chlorophyll. The odd term is chlorophyll, because it is the internal factor which affect photosynthesis. So category of others can be external factors which affect photosynthesis. Remember, you have to mention external factors, otherwise you can write factors which affect transpiration. Any one can be the answer. Bit E. Systolic pressure, diastolic pressure, stethoscope, sphygmomanometer. Odd term is stethoscope. Category of others: blood pressure during contraction and relaxation of ventricles. State the exact location of the following structures. Remember, exact location is to be written. Papillary muscles. Within the cavity of the ventricles, these are attached to the ventricular walls of heart. Islets of Langerhans. These are located in the pancreas. Identify the structure. The pancreatic acinus. So pancreatic acinus or the pancreatic acini, these are the enzyme secreting cells or the structures which are exocrine in nature, whereas islets of Langerhans, the endocrine part of the pancreas. So you can write only pancreas. Renal pyramids. These are parts of medulla of the kidney. So the exact location is renal medulla of kidney. Chlorophyll. Walls of thylakoids of chloroplast. Bit E. Sino-auricular node. It's located in the wall of the right auricle near the opening of superior vena cava. What are the operative words here? Wall of right auricle, must mention the opening. These are the operative words. Question number 3. Overall chemical equation for photosynthesis: 6CO2, 12H2O in presence of light energy, or you can write sunlight, and below you have to write chlorophyll. Then this is glucose, C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2 with upward arrow mark. This is the only equation in biology you have to remember for your exam. Second bit, mention any two functions of blood: transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide, transportation of nutrients, excretory materials. You can mention about transportation of hormones. So any two functions carries 2 marks. Differentiate between karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis means the division of the nucleus. So process of the division of the cell's nucleus during mitosis or meiosis. Cytokinesis, division of cytoplasm that occurs after division of nucleus. Bit 4. Excessive use of fertilizers in agricultural fields reduces the yield of crops. Justify the statement. Fertilizers are generally synthetic and contain harmful chemicals because these are the chemical fertilizers. So these chemicals get accumulated in the soil, reduces the soil humus content, means the organic content of the soil is reduced, then alters the pH of the soil, means this acidifies the soil, also affect the useful microbes of the soil, damage the roots, so growth of the plant decreases. That reduces the yield of the crops. Draw a neat label diagram of the apparatus you would set up to show that oxygen is given out during photosynthesis. You have to draw the diagram. Remember, you have to show the stems of the hydrilla plants must be inserted in the stem of the funnel. Location of the sunlight, that means indication of the sunlight. Then support to keep the funnel off, you can find these are the supports drawn. Then accumulation of oxygen in the test tube. This question carries 3 marks. No description is required, only diagram is to be drawn. Question 4, bit 1, what is synapsis? The pairing of homologous chromosomes during meiosis is known as synapsis. Second bit, find out the progeny of a marriage between a normal man and a carrier hemophilic woman. Find out the progeny of a marriage between a normal man and a carrier hemophilic woman. Normal man XY marries with carrier hemophilic women. Remember, H is the symbol which symbolizes hemophiliac. So in this case, in case of this female, which is carrier, because one X chromosome contains the defective gene. So what are the possible gametes? These are the gametes. Then how to get the progeny? Male, female. So in case of male, the two gametes are X and Y. In case of female, XH and X. So I have written the genotype. So this female, which is a daughter, it is a carrier. This male, which is a sufferer of hemophilia, this female is a normal female and this male is a normal male. So you have to write separately. Carrier daughter, normal daughter, hemophilic son, normal son. So you have to mention separately progenies, gametes, in case of male X and Y, in case of female these are the two gametes. We have to represent this way. And don't forget to write the phenotype also. This is the normal male. This is carrier of hemophilia female. Third bit, what is meant by industrial melanism? It is an evolutionary effect where dark pigmentation has evolved in some species living in a particular environment due to deposition of dark soot affected by industrial pollution. During industrial evolution, for the survival of moths, nature has produced a dark colored melanic species from the light colored species by mutation. Within a period of years, the dark species almost replaced the light species. This is called industrial melanism. Bit 4. The role of ethylene is both positive and negative. Justify the statement. What are the positive effects of ethylene? It is a plant growth regulator, only gaseous phytoregulator or phytohormone. It breaks seed and bud dormancy, initiates germination in peanut seeds and sprouting of potato tubers. What are the negative effects? Ethylene promotes senescence and abscission of plant organs, especially leaves and flowers. Bit 5. Draw a neat label diagram of the Malpighian capsule. Have to label the afferent arteriole. This is the arrow mark. Efferent arteriole, the outgoing blood. This is the arrow mark. And the filtration of the blood, where the glomerular filtrate is collected in the Bowman's capsule. So this is the arrow mark. So these are the three arrow marks you have to indicate. So this is the Bowman's capsule and this is glomerulus. Question 5. What is the cause of developing facial hair in some women? Development of facial hair is due to its overgrowth of adrenal cortex, which produces the hormone adrenal androgens. That means the sex corticoids. Second bit, what is ozone hole? How are they produced? Ozone hole means thinning of the ozone layer in the stratosphere found in the polar region. That means in the Antarctic region it is noticed. Ozone holes are produced due to the presence of chlorine from ozone depleting substances like CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, halogens and carbon tetrachloride. Chlorine initiates the breakdown of ozone, combines with the nascent oxygen. Nascent oxygen means the atomic oxygen, form and destroys the ozone cycle. Third bit, explain the mechanism of stomatal transpiration. This is the section of the leaf. This is the upper epidermis that is covered by the cuticle. This is the lower epidermis. So these are the cells, the palisade parenchyma, and these are the spongy parenchyma cells. This is xylem, the vascular bundle, part of vascular bundle. And what is the function of xylem? Xylem carries water, it conducts water, and as water reaches to the surface of the leaf, now water is transferred from one cell to another cell by cell to cell osmosis. We can see the arrow mark, and these spongy mesophyll cells, they are facing towards the intercellular spaces. These are the intercellular spaces. So from the intercellular spaces, now water reaches to the substomatal space. From the substomatal space, water oozes out in the form of water vapor. So you have to explain the answer. This is the answer. Bit 4. In a homozygous pea plant, axial flowers are dominant over terminal flowers. Draw a Punnett square to show the gametes and offsprings when both the parent plants are heterozygous for axial flowers. Both the parent plants are heterozygous. So what are the parent plants? This is heterozygous for axial flowers. Another one is also heterozygous for axial flowers. So this is parental generation. So write down P generation. What are the gametes? Capital A, small a, capital A, small a. Then we have to make the Punnett square. Capital A, small a, and on the other side capital A, small a. When the gametes fuse, what's the result? So what are the offsprings found? Capital A, capital A. This is homozygous, axial. This is heterozygous, axial. This is also heterozygous, axial. And small a, this is homozygous, terminal. So in the question it is asked, we have to mention both the gametes and offsprings. So mention here gametes, capital A, small a. Then mention the offsprings. Write down this result. Small a, homozygous, Bit 5. Given below is a schematic representation of the circulatory system in man. Study and answer the questions. Study the diagram. Bit A. Name the valve found at the beginning of the part labeled 3. So part labeled 3 is aortic semilunar valve. Why it is identified as the aortic semilunar valve? Because aorta arises from the left ventricle. Second bit, bit B. What is the specific name of the type of blood circulation that takes place between the heart and the lungs? Because it is between the heart and the lungs, so the answer is pulmonary circulation. C. One point of difference between the parts 1 and 2 based on their structure. Identify which is the one. This is right auricle and 2 is the left ventricle. So what is the structural difference? Right auricle is thin walled whereas left ventricle is thick walled. Question 6. Bit 1. What is biosynthetic phase? This is the light independent phase of photosynthesis which occurs in the stroma of chloroplast where carbon dioxide is reduced to form glucose. Second bit. The shoot of the plant usually shows Phototropism. Comment. The movement of plant organs, especially the shoot, bends towards the direction of light. What is the cause? Under the influence of light, more amount of oxygen is produced in the shaded side of the stem, causing a curvature. Remember, from which side more amount of oxygen is secreted? The shaded side of the stem. That's why the bending of the plant part occurs, or the stem occurs towards the lighted area. This is question number 6, third bit. Draw a well-labeled diagram of the root hair as it would appear if an excess of fertilizer is added to the soil close to it. That means we have to draw the diagram of a plasmolized root hair cell. So we must know how the normal root hair cell appears. I have drawn one root hair cell. This is the epidermal cell, and the root hair arises or the extension of the epidermal cell. This is the cell wall. This is the cell membrane. It contains a big vacuole. This is cytoplasm. So cytoplasm contains the nucleus. So when this root hair cell undergoes plasmolysis, how it appears? So due to plasmolysis, the cell membrane will be shrunken. That means the cell membrane will recede from the cell wall. The cell wall will remain as it is, but the cell membrane will be plasmolized and the vacuole will become smaller in size, and the cytoplasm will get closer because this is the cell membrane. So this is the cytoplasm. The nucleus will come inside. So let us label the part. This is cell wall. This is cell membrane. This is cytoplasm. This is vacuole. This is nucleus. This is a plasmolized root hair cell. So what is the condition of this cell? So this is the cell wall, and this is the cell membrane. This is the cytoplasm. This is nucleus. This is vacuole. Did you find the changes? The cell membrane which was close to the cell wall, here you do find the cell membrane is away from the cell wall. This is the vacuole. The vacuole is large in size, and here the vacuole becomes smaller in size. Now this is the cytoplasm, and here the cytoplasm become now shrunken. and the nucleus which lies in the cytoplasm. Now the nucleus is though inside the cytoplasm, but it is found away from the tip. So this is the diagram of a plasmolized root hair cell. This is a normal root hair cell. Bit 4. Briefly explain the formation of glomerular filtrate. Already you have drawn the diagram. The diameter of the efferent arteriole is narrower. So this is narrow than afferent arteriole. Due to this, a hydrostatic pressure is created where the pressure is created in the glomerulus. So which forces the liquid part of the blood to filter into the Bowman's capsule. So this downward arrow mark indicates the filtration of the blood, and the liquid which enters into the Bowman's capsule is known as glomerular filtrate, whereas the process of filtration is known as ultrafiltration. Bit 5. The diagram below shows the excretory system of a human being. Answer the questions. Bit A. Name the parts labeled 1 and 5. 1 number, it is the upward arrow mark, that's why this is the inferior vena cava or the post caval. Bit 5 is the ureter, because in case of paired organs you have to mention left or right, so this is the left ureter. B. Give the main functions of the parts labeled 6 and 8. 6 number is urinary bladder. 6 number is the urinary bladder. Its function is structure which stores urine temporarily. Then bit 8, it is urethra. Function expulsion of urine from urinary bladder to exterior. So in the question it is mentioned part 6 and part 8. Don't forget to write what is part 6 and what is part 8. Bit C. Name the endocrine gland which could be added in the diagram and state its position. The name of the endocrine gland is adrenal gland, and its position is above each kidney like a cap.